Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be making a lot of pillowcases and some stuffed bears. Sadly, my grandma passed away a couple months ago, and I thought it would be a good idea to make pillowcases for like a throw pillow. So not like the ones you sleep on, but like a throw pillow for people so that they can have a little keepsake of her. And I think it's sweet because if you remember her wearing certain clothes and then you have a pillow with that on it, it could just like bring back some memories, some sweet memories of her. And then the bears I'm making for the young kids. I'll be making about 8 pillowcases, and I'm making cases because then I can mail them to people. I don't have to mail a whole pillow. And then I'm just gonna send a link on Amazon of the pillow that I got to model the cases after. So I'm making about 8 pillowcases and I think 3 bears. I'm making 2 more in the spring, but those ones we're waiting for the kids to grow out of the clothes that I'm going to be using, because I'm going to be making them out of clothes that my grandma bought for them, which I think is also a very sweet idea. So we're using a 20 by 20 throw pillow for this. And then this is the one I have to kind of model it after. It came shrink wrapped, which is why there's like weird creases and stuff in it, but you're not going to see that when the pillowcase is on it. There are a couple of t-shirts that I'm going to be making pillowcases out of that are not included in that 8 because my family just wanted like the actual content of the t-shirt. They didn't want like a quilted pattern or anything. So I said, of course, I will do that because, well, first of all, it'll be very simple. It's just sewing it in a square. But second of all, because of course. So we're also kind of on a secret mission here because I'm hoping that I'll have enough scraps to make my mom a quilt out of. Now, I'd love to be able to make everyone a quilt, obviously, but I do not have the time or the materials, honestly. It really comes down to the materials as well. I'm gonna be making my mom a quilt if I have scraps. So that's our kind of secret mission. I'm thinking I will. I did grab a few extra pieces just in case my eyeball measurements weren't the greatest for the pillows, because I have a track record of not being able to eyeball measurements very well. Oh, that's my iron. Okay, so I drew up some patterns before I left, and there's there's one pillow I have to do differently of this, and possibly 2 I have to do differently of this, because there were some items, like for instance this, that we found that my aunt just wanted like as its own square, and so I'm not gonna obviously cut it into 4 pieces. So I think that I will just do a square within. And I did write the patterns actually on my phone. I just don't have them physically because I did it in the airport. So I have all them laid out like this. The goal is to cut all the fabric today and then start sewing my next day off, which would be Wednesday. It's Monday today. So I do want to do probably a trial run of one of these just to make sure I'm cutting enough seam allowance, and then I don't cut them all and then realize it's too small at the end. I'm also having this system, so I'm putting all the scraps that are big enough to save in this, and then the scraps that are not big enough to save in that. I've got all the pieces cut and interfaced for my trial pillow. And this trial pillow is my pillow. I picked the colors. I don't remember her wearing the rose center shirt that's gonna be the middle of the pillow, but I thought it was cute. But I always remember her wearing the red pajama pants to bed every time we would stay at their house. And this purple other situation, I also really remember her wearing. So I thought it would be nice to make the pillow out of those. First time using interfacing, and I'm loving it. So definitely will be using this in the future. And I'm gonna sew together this trial pillow, and then I'm gonna just cut everything if this measurement system works out. I'm already figuring out how to make this interfacing situation more efficient. I watched a couple videos, and I know you're usually supposed to interface with the cloth on top, or according to the videos I watched, but I did watch one video where this lady said that if you have like appliques already on the shirt, interface with the interfacing on top and the shirt on the bottom, which I'm going to continue doing even if there's no appliques on the shirts I'm doing, because I'm not very good with getting my iron precise, and I've been getting the interfacing glue on my iron. So I've already figured out ways to make this more efficient, so I'm excited to keep going, but I'm going to do this pillowcase first. Oh, look at it. It turned out so good. And actually, it's even a little bit big, so I could do less seam allowance, but I think I'm gonna err on the big side rather than the small side. But it's so cute. I love it so much. Reminds me of her, and I'm excited to get to the other ones. All right, I have everything cut. These are the squares for the bears I'm gonna make. And it only took me about 2 hours. Honestly, it went way faster than I thought it was going to. For some reason, I thought it was gonna take me all day. So I'm gonna start sewing. Actually, I'm gonna start interfacing, and we'll see how long that takes me, because that might be taking me a little longer, especially since I'm just getting used to doing it. But it is looking like I have enough material for my mother's quilt. I have all the quilt pieces cut, and I actually still have quite a bit of extra material. I'm so happy I had all the material for the quilt. Obviously the backing of the quilt, I'm gonna just use a sheet that I already have like in my fabric bin. Same with the binding, but the bulk of the quilt will be the clothes. Doing this just makes me feel so happy. I'm glad I can like make these little keepsakes for everybody, and looking at the one that I already made for myself makes me think of my grandma. So I'm really happy to be doing this, and I'm really glad that I thought of it. I think I saw like a TikTok or something of someone doing this, and also I had another family member a while ago pass away, and their close relatives made pillows as well. So that also kind of gave the idea to me. Cutting all the quilting material took me just over an hour, like an hour and 20 minutes. Not too bad. Now I'm gonna interface. I didn't interface anything, and I think this is gonna take me a long time because I have to interface it and then retrim it. All right, we're getting close to the 2-hour mark, and I'm thinking that I'm, if not halfway through, at least a third of the way through with this ironing. I'm also realizing as I'm ironing that I cannot use this interfacing for the quilt because I really enjoy the structure for the pillows, but if you can see, it's like very, you can hear that? It's very stiff, which, I mean, interfacing, that's what interfacing does. But I ordered a lighter weight, there it goes again. I ordered a lighter weight interfacing for the quilt because I don't think that would be comfortable as a quilt, especially with all these seams. I think as a pillow it works because you kind of need structure for a pillowcase, a decorative one at least. And also there aren't as many seams, whereas the pattern I'm using for the quilt, there's a lot more seams. The thinner interfacing will come by Wednesday, and I probably won't even need it until Thursday anyway. So it'll all work out just fine. But that means that my ironing job tonight, I have a lot less ironing to do than I thought I did. So that's good. We're on day 1.5. I'm working after work. For the bears, I'm doing this kind of checkerboard, and then I have this little pattern I made, and I'm gonna cut it out of this, and then cut the backing out of this robe here, and then stuff them. Morning, it is Wednesday. So yesterday after work, I wanted to sew a little bit, and I ended up finishing all the pillowcases, which I know I had projected to actually be doing today, but I still have to do the bears. So first I want to show you the pillowcases. Here are my finished pillowcases. I love how they turned out. I think they're so cute. I do love hearts, and then this other sort of pattern over here. I have more that I did of these just like single shirt pillows. Didn't actually design them. I just put them in a square. So there's one example here for you, but there's a few more of these. And this one I really think is cute because my aunt asked if I could incorporate these elements that were on the towel. This one, I wanted to do all the hearts like this, but we wanted to get this design that was in the center of the shirt. So I altered this heart a little bit, which means this pillowcase is actually a little bit smaller. It's 19 inches instead of 20. The pillow that I got from Amazon, it's not like super stuffed, so it's like really, really full, if that makes sense. Like it's really kind of fluffy. So it actually, the 20 by 20 still fits in that pillowcase. So happy with how these turned out. I think they're so sweet, and I hope everyone enjoys them and is able to think of her when they have them. Now I'm gonna move on to the bears. This is what I finished yesterday. I think it looks so cute. I really like how the patchwork is. I learned a lot from doing this one. I think I might alter the pattern a little bit. And then this was an element of the robe that I used for the backing. And I thought it would be cute around the neck, just like as a little ruffle or something. And then I need to hand sew the top closed. I originally wanted to do my machine, but
it won't fit in there. So hand sewing it is, but I'm gonna do all the bears and then leave their tops open like this and then hand sew all of them so I can just kind of do everything the same at once. And the interfacing for the quilt, the thinner interfacing, is supposed to be arriving today, so I'm kind of hoping that I can easily transition. I can do the bears, I can do my chores that I need to do, and then hopefully the interfacing will be here by then, and then I can start doing the quilt, but we'll see.
Now, I was hoping that the interfacing would come before I was finished with everything, so I could just go right into the quilting. Oh, but it is not here yet. I did see the Amazon truck at the end of the block when I was coming back from the post office, so it should be coming here soon, maybe. But for now, I'm gonna just be mending some pants while I wait, and then we're gonna get started. I'm so ready to start this quilt. Hilarious timing. I literally put down my phone from recording that video and got a text from my aunt saying that it was delivered because she ordered it on her Prime. Well, that could not have been more perfect timing. I've got my headband on because I need to really lock in. I have 208 pieces to interface. Some of them are small, but still. Okay, I've got my iron, my interfacing, my scissors. I'm ready. It is currently 4:40. So let's see how long this takes me. It's been 2 hours, almost down to the minute, and this is all interfaced. There's more over there, but I'm just gonna show you this right here. Now I'm gonna cut them all. The other day I was doing the pillows. I was cutting and interfacing at the same time, but I didn't wanna do that this time. So now I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna cut all this. Let's see how long it takes. It's 6:40. All done. They look so beautiful. It took me an hour and 40 minutes. So in total, okay, the squares are done. Look at this. I'm so excited. My dilemma with the darker purple is that originally, when in my mind's eye this was going to be 4x4, I was thinking, oh, I wish there was some way that I could make it a little bit bigger, but I don't have enough scraps. So now that I'm stopping at roughly 4x4, maybe it's a little more, I'm thinking, well, if I added the dark purple, then it would be bigger like I had wanted to from the beginning, but I think it looks better like this. Because I did like a mock-up on Pic Collage. I took like a picture of one square and then just like edited it together like it would be with the dark purple. Before I sewed them together, I just kind of laid it out. And I thought it was cute, but I did think the dark purple was like a little bit, woo. So I think that I'm going to sacrifice size for creative integrity. Also because at the end of the day, like, it's supposed to be a lap quilt for one. And for two, no one's expecting this. Like, I think I would feel differently if my mom was like, oh, can you make me a 5x6 or 5x4 or whatever, like, lap quilt. Obviously, then I would have to, like, get to the measurements because that was requested. But I think because this is just, like, with scraps and, like, the things I could find, I think I can go for the creative integrity because I'm looking at it and it just looks so nice like this. Good morning. Today is a new day. I did not end up attaching these last night. I actually started to, but so this side I interfaced vertically on the interfacing so it doesn't stretch. But this one I did horizontally, and I guess that means it still can stretch. So I think I have to interface all the squares just on this side with my thicker interfacing, because when I sewed it together last night, it was all like wonky and warpy, and that is a no-no. All right, the quilt top is done. It's so cute, and I'm really glad I did not put that dark purple in. Now we're gonna make our quilt sandwich with the backing and I don't use batting, I use fleece because that's what you can find at thrift stores. You can't find batting at thrift stores. So now I'm gonna pin this together. And she's all done. So cute, I love it. She's a little lumpy bumpy, but that's okay because I think it makes it look cozy. And I really feel like I did my best with the materials that I had, using definitely non-quilting materials for the actual main part. So I still think it turned out nice, and I hope my mom likes it. I think she will like it. Honestly, machine quilting is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. I might just be sticking with hand quilting. I need to get better at it anyway. My stitches are bigger than they should be, so if I keep doing it, I'll get better. it just takes so long that I'm like, oh, if I machine quilt, this would be so much faster. But also it's a lot easier to undo your mistakes when you hand quilt, in my opinion, because I did have to seam rip a couple of these rows because apparently I can't sew in a straight line. So I think I will be sticking with hand quilting. I can't believe I'm saying that. But thank you so much for watching. I know this is a longer one today. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that maybe this inspires you to do something similar. And I'm really glad I could do this for my mom's family and my mom. I think it's a good way to honor my grandma and remember her. And yeah, if you haven't done something creative yet today, go and do something creative. Bye.